Evening all, welcome to FRL GT3 Sundays once again. It's round 9 here at Misano circuit. This is Timmy Blunder and with me is RSR Cooper doing your commentary. How are you, Coops?
I'm very well, Timmy. I am very well indeed. You're sounding like you've made a bit of a recovery in the last few moments. I thought you were going to need to call an ambulance.
Yes, well, I'm not feeling too clever, but hey, we'll persevere, you know?
Yeah, plenty of action to keep you occupied, no doubt.
That's it, yeah.
Good, okay. Well, obviously we're pleased to be here, as always, on a Sunday. The season's hotting up pretty nicely. Again, we're going to do our usual sort of pre-main show features. So we're going to have a chat with one of our drivers in a moment. Timmy's got an awesome track guide ready for us, which I'm sure is going to sound beautiful tonight with his voice, and then we'll have a look at the standings, and then by that time, hopefully, qualifying action will get underway. So, without further ado, tonight we have a chap joining us. He is actually king of a hill, or multiple hills, so he's doing quite well. King of the Hills, are you there?
Evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Evening. How are you?
Can you hear me? You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Everything's good.
Good. Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
Good. So, if people aren't aware, so King of the Hills is more than a regular, aren't you, in FRL? You're involved in quite a lot of the series, aren't you?
I've been in FRL for about a year now, I think. I joined January this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, been here ever since. Haven't needed to go anywhere else.
Wow.
And yeah, I think I'm in pretty much every night. I'm racing most nights apart from GT3, which I obviously do comms over.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, we do GT4 and not having the most luck there at the moment, are we, Timmy?
Yeah, as I say, is that what you call it? I'm not quite sure we're doing GT4 to be honest with you.
Well, we're there. You know, the numbers are there, aren't
We're turning up, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, King of the Hills, I mean, you do some good commentary yourself. You listen to that quite regularly.
I try.
Yeah, that's all good, mate. In terms of this championship, being paired up with Gamer Dads, who's going to win tonight, the dark side or the light side?
It'll be the dark side. It's always a dark side, isn't it? I like being the underdog. To be fair, Gamer Dads, he's rapid on it. I'm never going to keep up with him. But unless he runs out of fuel, he seems to like doing that at the moment.
He does like to do that. He does like to do that.
Late Night Tuesday League, he's given me a couple of positions in the last couple of weeks.
Good. Okay.
So
you've been in for a year or so. You know, we've got regular viewers, and we'll have new people that you know are getting wind of FRL in terms of PlayStation and also the PC leagues at the moment. What would you say is most attractive about FRL?
Community. It's always community, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Obviously it's well run as well, but it's the community you get with it. That's what keeps you coming. Pretty sure it's the same across all leagues, but yeah,
I think
it's a great community.
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, that's why. I mean, you wouldn't be sat in somewhere with, you know, people that you weren't getting on with, or you know that you weren't getting some kind of value out of. Be that.
And the racing ain't bad either, but I mean, it's the community is the main thing, isn't it?
Again, depends if you're doing GT4, really.
Yeah.
The racing is
or
bad.
Sundays, is it?
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm hoping the stewarding is going to be light today.
Sunday seems to have its moments as well at the moment. Although I seem to avoid a lot of that. I'm not too.
It's because you're a safe driver, dude.
Well, yeah, and slow, so I see it all coming long before I get there.
You have one supporter online at least. Dal says King of the Hills for Mayor apparently on the.
For Mayor.
On the broadcast chat. Dal.
Wow.
Who's that? Dal.
Dal. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like Dal. He's good.
Yeah. Hi Dal, thanks for I know Dal can't be with us tonight for another issue, but again, look at him supporting the guys. It's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah.
So what do you think your chances are tonight, or what are you hoping for out of this one this evening?
To finish, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is the last track that I'm yet to play out of all the tracks since I've got the game. This is the last one. So I only started practicing 2 nights ago.
It's a manic track, mate.
Yeah, I've had about
4
or 5 hours practice on it, and then tonight. So I'm not expecting much.
Well, Lock and Load's done a
just...
134 flat. I'm sure you'll be tipping in a 133 within moments, no doubt.
No chance, not with him around.
Good. Okay.
He's too fast for even the aliens.
He's quick.
That's what I mean. I thought you got crazies in fourth, I think, in this league at the moment, don't you?
Yeah.
It just goes to show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not expecting much tonight.
Good. Well, I'm sure you'll have a great race, and if you're watching everyone else throw it off like in the Grand Prix earlier on today, you're going to pick up some good places there, and I'm sure you and your Volton and Hutch are all going to be having your usual duel, which is always good for us to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, it is good fun. I'll try a couple of Verstappen moves tonight.
Yeah, do it. Send it. Yeah, I'll be keeping a close eye. Featured driver, and every time it happens, what we'll do is we'll do an edit and we'll stick the Timmy thing on there. Maybe.
Yeah, I like that. I'll do it, especially for you then. I'll do it. I'll make sure you get one.
Okay, mate. Listen, look, I won't hold you up any longer. I know you're in practice. Really appreciate you coming on and having a chat with us this evening. Best of luck, and we'll keep an eye on you.
Nice one. Maybe we'll try and repay the favour to you on a Thursday.
Don't. I mean, no, don't. I'm planning on retiring on a Thursday very quickly. Maybe.
Thought you already had, mate.
Yeah. Oh, that's a low one. Yeah. That's a low one, Timmy. Right. Okay.
All the best.
King of the Hills.
Yeah, no worries, guys.
All the best, buddy. See you later.
Bye.
Timmy Blunder. What was that?
Well, I ain't going to be far behind you.
Well, I know that, but that was pretty harsh, dude. We're here as voices of reason and knowledge. We don't want our followers listening to us thinking, oh, well, they're really crap, so what do they know? Anyway.
I'm asking that.
Yeah, me too. Right, that was a good chat. I like King of the Hills, he's a good guy. And he does do some good commentary, actually, so if anyone hasn't had the pleasure, have a look at his YouTube channel, or have a look at the FRL YouTube channel, and I think him and Lurchies do commentary together, so you can have a good listen to them. Obviously not above us, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, let's move on. Timmy, what do you want to start with tonight, whilst we're looking at our chaps getting their practice laps in? Do you want to run through some standings? Because they're getting quite interesting.
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. So, Drivers' Championship. As it stands at the moment, you've got Lock and Load at the top on 431 points. Joseph Troe, he's got himself into second place, 262. Now, have I seen him in tonight? Have you said is he one of the guys not racing tonight?
He is in. Okay. Joseph's in.
Okay. So yeah, he's second on 262. Then Nelly's just 1 point behind on 261. Crazy's, after his good run last week, finds himself in fourth.
Sorry.
At 243. Gamer Dad, who I haven't seen drop in yet, but sitting there at the moment in the championship in fifth place on 240. Mr. Error sixth on 205. Hutch on 179. GCat on 166. Tarek on 111. And Marpat on 96 is the top 10. Then you have Rashid in 11th on 92. Volton in 12th on 47. King of the Hills himself, 13th on 43 points. Then Michael Races on 30. Darren Mark, 25. George 114 on 22. Big Time Dave on 21. Dal on 19. Shadow Lancer with 14. And 20th place Plasterer Dan on 10 points. So that is your championship standings.
Very good. Very good. So there's some good battles going to develop in there, I think. Of those guys, actually, do you want to just run the team one through, and then I'll run through who we have joining us for racing tonight and who can't attend?
Yeah, sure. So, team championship-wise, you have Run DJC Racing on 523 points at the top there. Glorious Wings on 466 in second. Gulf Claren on 367 in third place. Then Triple X Motorsport 299. Lime Racing Team on 296, just the 3 points between them. Not Fast, just Interstellar on 270. Team Becco on 229. Oh, we seem to have a bit of a listing error on their webpage here, because it says Team Becco 7th on 229, but then says Berlin Most Wanted is in 8th, but on 262. So a bit of a glitch in the table there that needs looking at on the webpage. And then Audi Sport. Yeah, Audi Sport CR 9th on 100 points, and then Twizik Motorsport on 91 points in 10th place.
Nice. And just to keep everyone aware, we obviously we keep an eye on the fashion in the pit lane as well, don't we, Timmy? And Yvolton being, you know, case in point, he usually changes his clobber, but again this week he's in his normal coloured Porsche. But I think the big change this week is our friend Rashid has gone for a rather sort of dark reddish livery this week in the Bentley. So maybe he's hoping to distract some people in their mirrors so he can make a place or two, which is good tactics. That's exactly what I would do. That's why I'm crap. Anyway, so who we have driving tonight, let's just run through that list, because we don't have a full grid at the moment. I know we have a couple of people that couldn't make it. So Marpat can't race with us this evening. Mr. Error is also absent. Darren Mark and Dow, unfortunately those four can't join us this evening. So that's a shame, but I'm sure they'll all get better and be available for next week. So currently we have Crazy. Anyway, I won't do that anymore. Well, I will. I'm going to do it all night, actually. Crazy's in Berlin's Most Wanted. TT Motorsport, we've got Yvolton. Team Becco, Michael Races and Chica in the Merc. Not Fast, just Interstellar. We've got Georgie Priest and Hutch are in there. Audi Sport CR, we've got Shadow Lancer. Triple X Motorsport, our very own King of the Hills for this evening. And Gamer Dad, if he is joining us. Not here yet. Lime Racing Team, we've got Tarek Tornado and Big Time Dave. Golf Claren, Traction Dave and Joseph. Glorious Wings, the ever-present Lely. And then Run DJC, we have JR, Lock and Load and Rashid. So we have some reserves stepping in tonight. Traction Dave is going to jump in with the Golf Claren boys. Spacey, I believe that's how that's pronounced. If not, please correct me. Spacey 12 is joining Lely in Glorious Wings, and Nitty Night Knit, again, we don't know how to pronounce that, and no one's told us for 3 weeks, so we will carry on with our rendition. He's joining TT Motorsport. That will be the grid for tonight. My question, Timmy, is last week was a very interesting race. Yeah. Obviously, Crazy's took a hit and changed car, and obviously did pretty well in those races last week. And him and Lock and Load are okay. There's a second between them at the moment in practice. That could turn out quite interesting, especially with Lely and Joseph's in the mix as well. He just seems to be ever present up there at the moment.
Yeah, I think as Crazy was saying to us last time when he was on, that you know, the Bentley gives him a bit of extra confidence. You know, so you find speed in your car anyway, and then you gain some more with the additional confidence it gives you to actually attack the circuit a bit more. So he's obviously feeling racier in this car, so it could make the run into this end of championship very interesting.
Yeah, because what are we now, round 9, aren't we? We've got 14 rounds in this particular championship, so there's still plenty of points to play for. I mean, I know they're all double headers, but I think maybe the skill level of everyone else in the grid is increasing every week, because you know, people take this seriously, as you would expect. So they're putting in more time, more practice, more effort, sharing more stuff on their setups or driving tips. Yeah, I think there's going to be sort of 5 really close fought rounds now, actually. That's my view. Just before we jump into qualifying, on the live stream we have 8 people watching at the moment, so welcome, thank you. Don't subscribe to Timmy's channel, it should be mine tonight, but he's taken over as usual. No, please do subscribe, there's always good stuff coming out. Lurchies has educated us in terms of him and King of the Hills do Thursday commentary, so I believe that'll be tier 2 on the GT4s, which is good to know. So JR says good luck, Dow says good luck. So let's see what they can pull out the bag.
Well, it's good for me if they're not doing tier 1 commentary, because it means I don't have to say anything about my embarrassments. But there we go. It's a whole other story.
Listen, you weren't built to drive slow GT4 cars. You were built to drive beasts.
Certainly wasn't built to drive that blooming Mercedes GT4. I hate that car with a passion. But anyway,
you say that every week.
I know, but I do.
Never do very well because but she hates you. She hears you moaning about her every week. Right. Anyway, excuse me. Qualifying.
Yeah. Sorry. Just so you were saying, by the way, about the whole. Battles in the championship, you know,
yes.
if you look at the table, you know, 2nd to 6th at the moment, you know, you're 60 points in it, all in the 200s, especially the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, only 22 points in it. You know, that's a tight battle right in there at the moment. So you know, that's going to be a good one to watch to see how that develops through the rest of the championship. Sorry, go on.
No, don't apologise. You know, it's your stage. It is good to see because. Also, we're round 9, and anyone that wasn't with FRL previously but now is, you know, everyone's feeling more at home now, aren't they? Because it is a close-knit community, and everyone does a lot of party chats as well while they're racing, which I could never do because I'd be too distracted. But everyone's getting used to how everybody drives. And that's the beauty of the league stuff, yeah. Rather than your sort of online open lobbies and the league stuff, everyone's getting used to. Okay, who's more aggressive, who's going to be kinder, who's a smart driver, who's quick, who's a bit erratic, you know, and that will be now paying dividends at this stage in the championship because I think everyone's given each other that respect. I don't think it's so much alpha male-y, if you like, or alpha female-y, if there are any pretending to be men driving in our thing at the moment. And I think that's why you're seeing such close racing now. And I would say really clean racing, but let's be honest, it hasn't been that clean over the last couple of weeks. But
I don't know. The last week or two, I think, have been better than the previous.
This week's been better, definitely.
Yeah, it's been headed in the right direction, I reckon, the last week or so. So, we'll see. Hopefully, that will continue today and continue long after that. So.
I think it's because everyone got set a precedent by the GT3 Sunday stewards with the quite harsh punishments, whoever they are. And everyone else has followed suit.
Yeah, I think we were discussing before about, you know, people effectively getting away with errors, whether they're, you know, obviously they're accidental, but you know, people have got to think about what's going to happen ahead of them, ahead of time. You know, too much, I'm going to hit my braking point, but people in front of you need to be kind of preempting that. So it's about thinking more proactively as you're driving, I guess, at the end of the day. Keep things cleaner. So
I agree. Good.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, I'm just on board with Crazies. So he was, I think, the first person out of the pits. So we're on board with Crazies. We'll see what he does lap time wise. But yeah, he should be the first person that posts a proper lap.
Yeah, let's just see what he can come up with. So obviously we raced here the other day. Forget about the result. What do you think of the track? What do you think of it as a circuit? Good, bad?
Not my favourite circuit in the world. I mean, it's not a bad circuit. I quite like it. One thing, it's about being abusive to the curbs. It doesn't appear to be much in the way of track limits in this place. Absolutely muller all the inside curbs because there aren't really any curbs there. Use all the red coloured bit on the inside of the curb. As long as your outside wheels are on the curb, it doesn't seem to care. So yeah, you definitely need to make sure you're abusing all the track limits as much as possible. But yeah, I mean, I quite like the layout. It's not my favourite thing in the world, but it's okay. What about yourself?
I do really like Misano. I like most of the tracks, to be honest. Doesn't mean I'm fast at any of them, but I like the feel of Misano. If we cast our minds back, regular viewers and or if anyone else wants to go back, one of my key phrases from a previous stream, which was brought up in our group, was, you know, I'm more of a point and squirt type of guy, and this track does lend itself to that. I know you got the sort of sweeping section at the end. Okay, 2 corners worth, but I do find I like this track. I like the technicality of it, which I think suits my delicate driving style.
Delicate driving style. Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure I would watch your driving and call it that, but there we go.
Well, I'm so delicate that I've injured my foot, which our viewers definitely want to know.
Sure.
Just before we go into that, let's just run through some of these times. So Lock and Load has posted a 34.4, which is a pretty good time on a fast track. We've got 17.22 as the temps. Crazies. Anyway, is in second place. Should I stop doing that, Timmy? I kind of like it. Nah, I'm going to do it all night. Lenny's in third, and then so it's a Bentley Fest. So instead of it being a Beamer Fest in the GT4s, we have a Bentley Fest. Thoughts?
I see. Maybe it's just our setups, but you know, I would never have really considered. Again, I wouldn't have considered this a Bentley circuit as such, because sort of mid-speed, you know, corners, and say I don't feel that Bentley has great traction in slower medium speed corners. Not the medium speed corners, the slower speed corners. So yeah, I wouldn't have thought it's the car for this circuit. But then, say if you've got drivers that know how to drive that particular car, then they'll get the best out of it, won't they?
Yeah. They will. The other thing is though, the Bentley's pretty kind too on curves, isn't it?
Yeah, but like I said, there's not really any curves here. They're all flat. So, you know,
the Bentley's really kind to on flat curves.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, isn't it? You just absolutely moller the curves, use all the red inside bit of the curb because there isn't a curb, and you tend to get that much in the way of track limit penalties. So,
very true. Very true.
A big gaggle of cars coming through right at the moment, headed by number 29, which is Shadow Lancer, who has just put a time in, I believe, has he? Yes, he has, but he's quite off the pace in 11th place. Lots of cars streaming through. See what that gives us. So no real moves as such from that.
Joseph's dropped himself into second place, which is a good effort at the moment. And Traction Dave up in fourth there. Just dropped to fifth. Lely's taken second, so they're all getting themselves nicely warmed up.
Yep.
King of the Hills is currently in 12th. It looks like there might be maybe some internet issues there.
Yeah, Chica's just improved his time, so up to 7th place.
Yep.
Sorry, what were you saying about Traction Dave then? You mentioned something about Traction Dave?
Yeah, he's up in 5th place, and so he's going quite nicely in the McLaren there. He's sitting in for Marpat then, isn't he? Because he's normally Joseph's partner. So that's a good start for him. Georgie Priest is currently sat in 8th with exactly the same time as Chica. I love it when that happens. 1.917 off the pace.
Yeah.
Don't know why I love it. It's just do. Nitty Night Nit is still in the pits with Spacey.
Yeah. I'm just on board with you, Volton, coming to the end of a lap. He's well up on his own time, 1.3 seconds up at the moment, if he can hold this together. So currently sitting 11th.
Yeah, sorry.
So I just want to see 1.5 seconds up now, so let's see where this puts him. Comes across the line, so he stays 11th, but has improved his own time drastically. He's a 1:37.4.
I thought Lockerlow was going to go for another lap there, but he's just pulled over. So Lely's dropped back into second place. Rashid is currently in 6th, 1.4 off the pace. Michael's doing well again. Michael's up to 9th currently. I think Tarek needs to move up the grid a bit. He's been around sort of 5th, 6th, 7th the last few races, so I think he'll want to improve on that. 10th at the moment, Timmy.
Yeah, Traction Dave is following Mr. Priest. Traction Dave in the McLaren in a quite nice livery actually. It's like kind of a matte black with a luminous yellowy green.
Nice.
Yeah, green. I would say green anyway. but I quite like the look of it. So who else is coming round at the moment? So the next person across the line is number 7, which is Spazies, who hasn't set a time yet.
No.
So he's just about to come across the line. Let's see what it does for him, if anything. Right, nothing. So he's either just started a fast lap or invalidated the previous. Next person through is, again, your Volton.
Yeah, he's quite a bit ahead of Hutch at the moment. So
yeah, he's
I don't
down
think
though,
Hutch
your
is...
Volton, at the minute, sorry.
Is he?
Yeah, so that and tap lap time-wise.
Yeah.
Again, we've got a big gaggle coming through, led by number 27, who is Traction Dave. Nobody of that lot seems to have improved times.
No.
So the next person through is Michael Races. Just go on board with Michael Races.
Look alone still leading the pack with a 34.2. It's a good time, that.
So Michael Races is 7/10 up on his own time, currently 10th and goes up to 7th place, so a nice improvement there from Michael Races.
Alright. Right, Lock Alone's just started a new quick one. I'll keep my eye on that. There's Lily. There it is.
See, Crazies is currently sitting 4th, 1 second off the pace of Lock and Load. Now, we know he can go faster because he went faster in practice earlier on, so he's a little bit off his own pace at the moment. So I'm just on board with King of the Hills. He's sitting in 15th at the moment.
Sorry about that, I just had to pop out for a second. Someone was knocking on the commentary box. Right. Oh, Spacey, nice. So Rashid is sat in 7th, but he's out on track. If he can improve on that time. King of the Hills is out there doing his thing, trying to improve. Right, let's have a look at old... Right, so Lely's coming round now.
Yeah, he's on an outlap at the moment.
Yeah. That's probably not the best start, going over those sausage curves, but...
Yeah, it lasts a bit of time there, traction there.
Are you on with Lely?
Yes, yeah, he went deep there, so he's 4/10 down, so I think this isn't going to be an improvement. So he's got time to get round and start another lap though.
Another one. Joseph's popped into 3rd, so he's keen to keep within sort of the podium hunt at the moment. Spacey, Crazies, Traction Dave. I bet Gamer Dad's going to pop in like literally within the next minute if he's been at work. Your Volton Hutch.
Yeah, Volton's coming around at the moment.
I'm gonna have a look at Tarek while you look at that, because he is out of position at the moment, and he's 1.3 down on his last lap. So he's got one more shot at this. I must say, I did a few laps on here the other day after the GT4 race in the Ferrari for our Taco Tuesdays, and I thought she was quite good round here.
Yeah, well, I say she's quite a skittish kind of car, so she'll like the fact that the curves aren't too aggressive.
Okay, so Tarek is up on his current time. Keep an eye on it.
Crazy's the next person to come across the line, or will be. He's up nearly half a second. So certainly a quicker time from himself. We'll put him into 34s, like a 34.7. So 34.7 goes into second place for Crazies. So good improvement there.
Now, it's far from me to try and offer out any advice whilst we're watching people drive. Tarek's half a second up, but I have noticed, and maybe that's a good thing, I don't know, but he's running map 5. So
interesting.
Lockaload's in the 33s.
33.9. That's an impressive time.
And it's still only a fast track.
Yeah, I tip my hat. If I had one, anyway.
Well done. Yeah, that's good.
It's a metaphorical hat.
Yes.
And Tarek's improved, so he's gone from 11th to 8th, so he's the first person to see the checkered flag that's not in the pits.
That's a bit better. And I'm locked in, aren't I? Of course I am.
Traction Dave's coming up to the line now. But he's stopped and pulled over.
Maybe he's not making it tonight.
Over that, he's going to have to jump in and go from the back.
Start from the pit lane, maybe.
Which wouldn't be the first time.
No. There we go. Qualifying 1 complete for our GT3 Sundays at Misano. First of 2 races here this evening. Take it away, Timmy.
What am I taking away?
Well, the positions.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So pole position is...
Take yourself away if you wish.
Yeah, I need to. So pole position is JR Lock and Load, followed by Crazies, 0.3 behind, then Lely 9 in 3rd place, Joseph Tro in 4th, then Spazies in 5th, Rashid in 6th, Traction Dave 7th, Tarek Tornado is in 8th, then Chica 9th, Michael Races rounds out the top 10. Mr. Priest then is in 11th place, Yvolton 12th, Hutch in 13th, who I'd imagine would be disappointed by that because he's normally further up the field than that. Shadow Lancer in 14th, King of the Hills 15th, Big Time Dave 16th, Lurchies 17th, and Nitty Knights 18th.
Lurchies isn't racing. No, Lurchies was in the server earlier. Yeah, and he mentioned on the chat that he's got an early start, didn't he?
Yeah, Nitty Nightnit hasn't set a time, so did we lose him or is he still in the server?
I think we might have lost him. I'd hope he's still in the server because he's due to race.
Well, we'll see at the start of the race, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hutch is way out of position. I mean, he normally owns that number 7, doesn't he? Really?
Yeah. Well, the last couple of races, though, he's been further up, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he normally qualifies around 7.
In fact, should we have a quick run through of what the previous race results were?
Can do. Set the scene, then. Yeah, set the scene.
Set the scene.
Yeah.
Is that what we call it? Okay, so obviously the last round, round 8, was at Zandvoort. One of my, actually I was going to say least favourite circuits. I quite enjoy it, actually. But anyway, Zandvoort, race 1, saw Crazies take the win in that one, with JR Lock and Load in 2nd and Lely in 3rd, was your podium. Gamer Dad was 4th, Joseph Tro was 5th, Marpat 6th, Tarek Tornado 7th, yep. Mr. Priest 8th, Mr. Error 9th, and King of the Hill was the man himself in 10th place. And race 2, obviously, for those who don't know, the grid is reversed. For the top 3 people, go to the back of the grid. So race results for race 2 was Mr. Error took the win, Joseph Tro came in 2nd place, and Crazies rounded out your podium in 3rd place. Lely 9 was 4th, Gamer Dad was in 5th, JR Lock and Load 6th, Hutch 7th, Tarek Tornado 8th, Rashid 9th, and Dow came in 10th. So that was the 2 race results from last weekend at Zandvoort.
Well, it looks like 1, 2 and 3 is pretty standard at the moment then, even going from the first race last week. Lock and Load, Crazies and Lely are making up that podium at the moment. Joseph, he's going to want to elbow his way in there, obviously in a very polite way. He's a lovely chap. Rashid, again, he's there or thereabouts, and he's within touching distance, but you've got Spacey and Traction Dave, who, I mean, we don't know too much about these two, not in this series at the moment. You know, so how much are they going to want to potentially make a name for themselves, you know, or how much are they going to want to make sure they're ultra safe, you know, getting involved for the first couple of times? Don't know.
Talking about safe, Formula Racing League says fingers crossed for a clean start. Let's all keep our fingers crossed together, shall we?
Yes. Well, not together, but yes, we'll all keep our fingers crossed. Because I don't want to do any stewarding.
Yes, very true. Yeah, it's our round for stewarding, isn't it? Yeah, so everybody be clean so we can just put our feet up, thank you.
That's right. No more 3 o'clockers. Okay, predictions. Lock and Load Crazies, I think those two are going to have a really, really good tight race together. Lely's going to want to get in there because his nose must be out of joint a little bit because he has been, you know, the nearest challenger to JR over the last few races. So he's going to want to reassert that. Rashid's got to be due as well. But I did notice Chica's down in 9th at the moment. He's quicker than 9th. I think he's quicker than 9th, you know. Do you know what? This is a good grid.
Who was sitting in 9th?
Chica's in 9th at the moment.
Chica. Okay, yes, that's not... yeah, he probably won't be happy with that at all.
No, you got to look. Lock and Load's quick. Crazy's is quick. Lenny's quick. Joseph's quick. Spacey's evidently quick. Rashid, we know, is quick. Traction Dave's obviously quick. Tariq was like knocking on the top 5 last week. He's improved massively, so he's quick. Chica's always quick, although people hit him all the time. And we were really impressed with Michael Races and Georgie Priest last week. So they're, you know, where they kind of were in terms of qualifying last week. Your Volton's quick. Hutch's shouldn't be there. Shadow Lancer, we know, is quick from the other ones. King of the Hills, you know, he's new to the track, but he's normally pretty quick. Big time, so it's a good grid, really. I've just realised it's round 9, and I've just realised it's a good competitive grid. How observant of me. Better late than never.
That's the second thing you've only just realised today, isn't it?
What was the first?
That I'm hopeless, was it, or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, after 25 years, yeah.
Well, yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it.
But yes, you're right. I think all of the Tier 1 and Tier 2 grids, for that matter, on FRL now are very competitive. Got some great drivers in there. You know, most of them. There's a few standout drivers, but in the midfield, it's anybody's game sort of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's always very tight.
So they're making their way round. Obviously, it will be Lock and Load that leads us away. Joseph Tiro will try and want to keep with these Bentleys as the best of the rest of the different manufacturers sitting there in 4th place in the McLaren.
Well, he better add, because otherwise there's 2 Bentleys up his chuff as well.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so you've got one car that isn't a Bentley in the top 6.
Blimey.
So Joseph's done a really good job of splitting the Bentley boys. That's the proper term, isn't it?
The Bentley boys, that's right. I'm going to not talk about that now because it's the start of the race, but when we get into the race, that is an interesting topic that I want to discuss with you about monopoly on cars.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be some changes coming, which is good. Anyway.
And we're off.
Go, go, go!
I purposely didn't say that this time.
Well, I said it. Right, everything seems pretty clean so far.
Oh. There's a couple of offs. There's one in the background. It's one of the Audis. Maybe Hutch, or who's Hutch's teammate. One of those two is off and at the back of the grid now.
It's unfortunate. I'm just keeping an eye on the top 2 through the first bit of this. So, look, Crazies and Lock and Load have broken away slightly from... Well, Spacey's got up into...
Yeah, so we've lost Lely. Where's Lely?
Where's Lely
gone? Yeah, we've lost Lely there, haven't we? So
Lenny's down in 10th, so he's obviously had an issue going into T1 then. T1 or T2, that's not going to please him, no doubt.
So Hutch is still there, so it's obviously it's Mr. Priest who's found himself at the back there, who lost out. Is that Chica that's way back there as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so Chica's also, whether them two had a bit of a coming together or somebody...
Oh, Rashid, dude, Rashid's up in 4th, but he's just absolutely threw it off the track there, and he's allowed Michael Races, look at him, up into 5th. Traction Dave's just made a move on Joseph as well, so that mid-pack, and then Lely's trying to fight, and Hutch, I love it, we've got 5 cars nailed on each other. I don't like motorsport, it's boring. It's just cars going around in circles, so people tell me.
So it's been an entertaining start. Unfortunately, I missed that first incident. Oh, who's that there?
So Tariq Shadowlancer.
Yeah, so Lely and Joseph. Sorry, Lely and Joseph T-Row had a bit of a light coming together as well a second ago, but they're both clean.
They're good, yes, good. Yeah. Tariq's just made a very nice move on Hutch there to move up to 9th. And it looks like Lely has managed to pass Joseph as well. Joseph's trying to come back at him down the inside. And Michael, Traction Dave is up to 6th. That was a good pass.
Yeah, he's actually the closest battle at the minute. So yeah. So yeah, it's actually so it's showing him behind, but obviously he's taken the place from Michael Races. Yeah.
So Rashid is kind of hanging on the coattails of the top 3 at the moment, and he's, well, I say coattails, he's a few seconds behind, but
he's in no man's land at the moment.
Yeah, he'll be desperate to keep ahead of that gaggle behind him, because I mean that is competitive.
So I'm just going to stay with Lely for a moment, because he seems to be making headway into the people in front of him.
Georgie Priest has just had a big off down in 16th. That's he just lost the car there by the look of it. And King of the Hills has just made a move on Chica to move up to 14th. Well done, King of the Hills, but Chica's coming back at him through the last turn. King of the Hills has gone wide, he's on the grass, and Chica's retaken that place. Come on, King of the Hills, get your head down.
I get the feeling that we're not going to get our wish
no, we're not.
From this, and we're going to have maybe some tickets to look at.
Why, have you seen some incidents?
No, nothing at all, to be fair. I'm just guessing.
Oh, they all seem pretty clear. Who's done that? Big Time Dave's had an off, and that's allowed Yvolton to close right up on him. He's got a big run, and they've touched, and Yvolton's speared off the track. So there will be a ticket there, I predict. Big Time Dave is going slower now. Chica's moved up. Okay, how's your gaggle in the middle getting on?
I don't know, I've just dropped back on to see what was going on with Yvolton, obviously missed it. So I'm just debating whether Big Time Dave would slow down to let Yvolton through there. Or...
Well, that's what I thought. I mean, he did move across.
He seems to have sped up again, so maybe not. Not sure what was going on there.
King of the Hills is now going to have a pop at Yvolton.
Yeah, so Lely 9 is right on the back of Michael Races now. Obviously looking to find a way through.
Yeah.
They're just coming through to the start-finish line again for another lap to be finished.
I don't know if Yvolton's got some damage out of that, because he did hit the wall quite hard, and he looks like he's struggling on turning a little bit there. Or he may have just carried a bit too much speed into the corner, but he's keeping... Oh, he's coming to the pits. Okay, so he's got to get stopped at early. He's probably got to have some damage to fix there as well, so...
So Lenny lines up the inside of Michael Races into the tight section, so yeah, it looks like he's got the job done there.
Joseph wants to take advantage,
trying to follow through. Michael Races got a decent run out of there, though. Will he go defensive?
Behind them, Tariq went massively wide coming out of there. That hasn't helped his cause. Tariq seems to have carried a lot of speed in there.
Yeah, he went a little bit deep there. Yeah, so these four are very close together. Lely Michael races Joseph Tro and Tarek Tornado. Our line astern down the back straight.
Yeah.
Going through Corvone.
So Georgie Priest has done his pit stop and is back out, so it's good to see. Good to see that he's coming back out. The problem is that I found, you know, if you do end up getting some damage, or you know, through whoever's fault or your own fault, and you do drop it in the pits early doors, it's difficult to time it. But if you don't get it right, you spend a lot of time then getting out of the way for blue flags. Now I know what you would do. You'd say, no, I want to go in and lap myself and be the best in the world ever. But you know, when you get blue flagged, you're getting blue flagged. You've got to respect the rules.
Yeah, but the rules say that you can unlap yourself, and then you have. I don't know what the actual rules in terms of. I don't think it's really stated in exactly how much time you have to then be able to pull away, but you are obviously allowed to unlap yourself.
Mm.
You need to be able to pull away, but I don't know what the ruling is in terms of how long that should or shouldn't take you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we should look at.
Maybe we should have a look at that. Chica's moved up a spot. He's managed to get ahead of Shadow Lancer, so he's gone up to 8th. So we'll look at my man King of the Hills, throwing that big Nissan around.
You mean Chica's gone up to 11th?
That's what I said. What did I say?
8th.
That's what I said.
I'm sure
8th.
you wish it was
8th
8th,
plus
but it's not
third
quite there.
is 11th. Quick maths to me. Right, your Volton's back out of the pits. Georgie Priest is out of the pits. Okay. No one's really closing up in that top 3. Rashid is maybe a little bit further back than what he was, which is to be expected.
Lely really has got the bit between his teeth. He's now right up with Traction Dave.
He is,
literally tucked up behind him.
Yep. Who's ducking out of the way there? That's Georgie Priest moving out of the way.
Yep.
So, good driving.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, had a disaster of a start, didn't he? So,
yeah.
Obviously, didn't quite see what happened, but he lost a load of places there, unfortunately.
He's got it all to gain in the second race. That's the way he should look at this, and just use the next 21 minutes for consistency and lap time. Right. Do you think Lely's got the pace on Traction there?
He's obviously got the pace because he closed him down quite rapidly, but it's easy to catch, not so easy to overtake, as we know, being racers.
That's a loose term.
Yeah.
Chica's done Hutch as well, so he's got into the top 10 at the moment. It's a good battle, that. Lely and Michael. No, Lely and Traction, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Loconody's still pounding out those laps. Nice and consistent. Let's have a look at the lap times. That is the closest one. So Joseph's half a second behind Michael. Looks like he's closing in on him there. Those four.
Yeah.
Lely's dropped off a bit though, hasn't he?
Sorry, Lely's got a run here. It's in fact he's got through already. So whether Traction Dave maybe have backed out of that, maybe he got a bit sideways coming out the last corner, but seemed to allow Lely past. Maybe he doesn't want to lose time to the people behind him. He's elected to let him go.
Yeah. Joseph's really closed up onto Michael there as well. He's only sort of two and a bit tenths off.
Yeah.
And those two seem to have caught right up to the back of Lely and Traction Dave as well.
Yeah, obviously them two were fighting a little bit there, so probably allowed them to catch up a little bit. Their turn to fight, though.
Indeed. So our featured driver, King of the Hills, seems to be closing down Shadow Lancer at the moment for 13th place. He's just over a second behind. So if he keeps up that good work. Big Time Dave is in front of them in the Ferrari. So, oh yeah, we mentioned last week he's filling in Keddy's shoes, isn't he?
Ah, yeah. Well, you were saying earlier it may well be a permanent transfer. I believe Keddy's now concentrating on the PC based racing.
I believe so.
Joseph T. Rose seems to have dropped back a little bit over the last lap and a half. I'm not quite sure why that is, but maybe Michael Races. Yeah, well, maybe Michael Races has also maybe slowed down, had an off, because he's now also rapidly caught Traction Dave in front of him. Right, and Joseph's now gone into the pits, so he's pitting, maybe taking the advantage of doing that.
Those guys fighting in front.
Yep.
So Crazies is having a boring race in second place. I'm sure he's really disappointed with being in second place. He's a good 6 seconds off lock and load at the moment. All the space in the world. He's got a 3-second gap back to Spacey. Which I've got to say, I'm impressed with his driving so far, Timmy. Haven't seen him drive before.
Yeah, he said that, but we did race him. He said that to me. Because didn't he race? Did he not race in the GT4 the other day? And you said to me then that you'd not seen him race before, and I said yes, you have.
All right, I'll rephrase it. I have not seen him race before.
Apart from twice
in a race
before.
that I have commentated on.
Okay, right.
There we go. Factually, that is correct.
Yes, Spacey seems to have good pace from what we've seen of him previously. Obviously not you, because you obviously drive around with your eyes closed.
Yeah, as we determined the other week. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want to curse him, but 4th place, look at it. Okay, I'm going to talk about my thing now. So Bentley is your top 5.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I was in a Bentley, I'd probably be 12th, but that's because I like to do things a little bit differently. So this was a little bit of a complaint, or big complaint, that we were having in the GT4s. You know, anyone in a Beamer, you know, in the GT4 was right at the sharp end.
Yeah.
And so we've been having some discussions in the background, and I think there are some very good changes coming into FRL, and how the cars are distributed and how the teams can get their cars. So I think there was a communication went out on that earlier on this week. I need to double check if it's been sort of rubber stamped by Williams and sent out to everyone. But essentially, they're going to change how you manage to pick your cars. So you know, everyone can't just sit there and go, well, obviously the Bentley's the best car, so we'll all have a Bentley, or the Beamer's the best car in GT4s, we're all going to have a Beamer, because otherwise you might as well just have a one-make series, which, hey, would be a good idea if that's what you wanted to take part in. So the idea will shuffle it up quite a lot, so there won't be any sort of monopoly on car choice, really, which I think is a good thing, because you know, if you come into these leagues, you're like, oh well, okay, well there's a space in that team, for instance, and they're driving the Audi. Yeah, I've never driven the Audi before, but I'll give it a go. You know, it's a league, I want to get involved and all this crap. And then you find you can't drive the Audi at that stage, and everyone else is sat in a Bentley smashing it. You might get a bit disheartened by that. So I think there's going to be some positive changes on the way.
Thanks. Oh, we've just had a crash in the pit lane. Traction Dave seems to have just run into the back of Lely 9 and has now got one of the billboard things for the pit marker on his roof. That's a first. Pit in 50-mile-an-hour limit on his roof.
Did you just dismiss my informative information info?
I did. Do you know why?
There? Because you weren't listening.
No, because there was zero information given. There's changes coming. Thanks very much.
There you go. That's what you need.
Is it?
Sacked.
That's you for being useless.
No. Being useless. Indeed. Okay, so Bentley makes up your top 5.
So Spacey is the is our highest runner in the pits currently.
Yeah. Just making his way out. Where's he going to slot in? Well, Lely's jumped in the pits as well now, and he's on his way out of the pits. And Michael Races has jumped him. Michael Races is coming out ahead of Lely. Now, Lely probably picked up some damage then from lap 1 when he dropped all those places. But Michael's coming, maybe he's pre-fueled to the end, so he's had a quicker stop.
maybe had damage coming in the pits from Traction Dave smashing into him. Oh, but Lely was extremely slow into the pits, or Traction Dave was extremely fast. But then I haven't seen him get. Oh, you wouldn't see a drive through until after he was out of the pits. So let's see if Traction Dave does or doesn't get a pit lane speed limit.
This is interesting.
So it says he's now out of the pits. It hasn't come up with a drive-through, so that would suggest that Lely was going exceedingly slow in the pits.
So who's in there? Is that Rashid? Okay. Oh, okay. So he's. What do you move out of the way for, dude?
What are you referring to now?
So Traction Dave, I'm watching. If you go to Rashid, and then Traction Dave and Tariq and Hutch are just behind him. Now, Tariq and Traction have just pitted.
Yeah.
Literally just come out the pits, and Traction Dave moved out the way for Rashid.
Yeah.
And lost quite a bit of time. You know, he was obviously doing a nice thing there, but he lost quite a bit of time doing that to put himself out of position. So Rashid's going long with crazies.
Yeah, so Rashid's sitting in second place at the moment, isn't he, before he goes to the pits. Hutch is I was just about to say he's all over, and he's going to come across. Oh, that was going to happen all day long. Unfortunately, for Traction Dave, as he comes around the corner, Dave's on the grass, hasn't been able to keep hold of the car and slid into Traction Dave. I was going to say that Hutch was going for a move up the inside of Tariq Tornado then, just as he lost it.
I thought Joseph was going to try and make a move into the first turn there on Chica. But Chica's kept that momentum going through. Though Joseph is all over the back of him. He's going to try and push him into a mistake, potentially. You've got two very different cars there, different philosophies. And they'll evidently be stronger at different parts of the track.
So what's your preferred, front engine or mid? Talking about different philosophies.
I don't know is my answer, you know. Front engine cars, I don't like the Merc. I'm saying this tongue-in-cheek, everyone can drive the Bentley. Should be able to drive the Bentley.
Yeah, but this driving is driving well, isn't it?
I do love the Aston, but not on the PlayStation, because she's shite on the PlayStation. She's amazing on the PC, and maybe I need to do more homework on how to set that up properly. But Joseph went. I'll come back to my gobbledygook in a minute. But Joseph and Chico are having a really good battle here.
Yes, I'm on board with Joseph at the moment. So
yeah,
Joseph's just kind of sticking his nose out, trying to get Chica to think about what he's about to do, which is the right thing to do. If you can't make a clear opportunity, just get him to look in the mirror, try and get him to make a mistake. Exactly what he's doing.
Yep. So everybody has now pitted. We have 10 minutes to go of this first 30-minute race of the evening. So lock and load, you would expect he would have kept first place there. Crazies has kept second, Spacey in third. Rashid is holding it together nicely in fourth, with Michael trying to chase him down in fifth there. I think it'd be interesting to see how much more Lely can make up. And to be fair, Lely's come through the field pretty well, you know.
Yeah. I have to say, Joseph's of his traction, but the back end of that McLaren looks a little bit loose on him through some of the tighter corners. I'm not sure whether that's the way he likes to set the car up, or he's not quite honed it in for this race yet. But Chica seems to be, hopefully no commentator's curse, doing a good job of controlling the pace in front of him.
So Traction is out on his own. Hutch in 11th, he's on his own as well. Georgie Priest has got himself back up to 12th. That's well done. His tyres should be fine at the end of this. It's only a 30-minute sprint because he pitted so early. Big Time Dave 13th. Shadowlancer's trying to catch him up. King of the Hills is back in 15th, having a massive... Well, something's evidently happened there, I think, because there's cars around him. Maybe, maybe not.
So we're all quite spread out at the moment. Joseph, Tro and Chica is the closest battle on the circuit, less than a second apart.
Yep. And Nitty Nightmare is in, so I don't know if he joined late again or if he was in the start or not, but he is in the Audi. 2 laps down, but hey, it's track time. It's always good.
Joseph's got a good run here, coming down into Corchera corner. It's just shunted into the back of Chica. Yeah.
Did he touch him?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
No, I think he did. Wasn't too horrendous. Just give him a friendly hello tap. Just let him know he was there. They both carried on as they are. So no harm, no foul, as they say.
Tickets, please. No tickets, guys. Just you're fine. Yeah, that is definitely the closest battle we've got on track, and it's been a good battle over the last few laps. Actually, I'm sure they're enjoying themselves. Would you rather be Chica or Joseph?
Well, it's always better to follow than it is to lead, or easier to follow than it is to lead. It's always better to be the one putting the pressure on, I guess, isn't it?
Mm.
So Lenny 9 was very slow that lap. He was 3 seconds slower than Chica and Joseph.
Caught him up, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So whether he's carrying damage from something earlier on, I don't know. But yeah, they're catching him rapidly. He's going exceedingly slowly. Must have had enough and had damage. Oh, and Chica's made a mistake there. Yeah,
Joseph.
He's got the inside line for the left.
Yep, nice clean racing so far. There may have been a touch there, but I mean,
I think Chica gave just about enough space there. This is close, tight racing. I think that looked fair to me. I think.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this is a good battle. It's nice when you watch the good battles. They are catching Lely, aren't they?
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
What's happened, Lely? What have you done? I'm going to go on board with him and just see if he's got a wobbly bonnet. He's got what looks like a rather cracked windscreen.
Yeah, so it's had an off or coming together with somebody.
Yeah, and a wobbly bonnet.
Yeah, they're catching very quickly.
Let's get back on those boys. That's got to become a threesome very quickly.
I think you could consider it a threesome already, can you?
Yeah, I do now. Yeah, look how... Yeah, much quicker through there from Chica. Hold on to your hats. Joseph's thinking, right, Chica's got his mirrors full, Chica's got his wing mirror full, windscreen full.
Oh, Lely's just made an error there, and he's got to be inside. It's 3 abreast coming into the tight double right hander. Rio.
Go on, Joseph. Joseph's held that line nicely this time. Don't touch. Nice racing,
yeah,
boys.
well done. Nice and clean. Yeah. Excellent stuff.
Lely's definitely in trouble then. Can he keep Tarek behind him? That's probably the question now. Although sometimes, if you've had an issue in a race and you're a little bit off the pace, a manoeuvre like that can sort of reawaken you to a degree.
Yeah.
Happens to me all the time, anyway. We've got 5 minutes left.
So is anything else close going on right at the moment? That appears to be it, isn't it? Traction Dave's 1.25 seconds behind Tarek, and they're in fact less than a second now behind Tarek. Mr. Priest is 0.3 behind Hutch. Seems to be flashing his teammate at the moment.
Well, Nitty Night is still progressing at the back. He's still putting those lap times in, which is good. Same as your Volton. He's 4.5 seconds behind King of the Hills, who unfortunately there's like a 21-second gap up the road to Shadowlancer. And him and Big Time Dave are about to have a battle. There's only 8 tenths between them. then Hutch is only 6 tenths off Georgie Priest, so it looks like there are a couple of things developing at the moment. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. What are you going to keep your eye on, Timmy?
I've just been on board with, yeah, Priest and Traction Dave.
Well, it's bragging rights, isn't it? Battle of the Audis.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant Priest and Hutch, to be fair. So Traction Dave's going on board. Yes, Traction Dave is right with Tarek now. So yes, half a second off. And again there, are they now right with Lely as well? Or certainly catching?
No, they are catching him.
And they've got 3 minutes left, so we've got what? 3 laps?
I don't think Lely's going to hold that, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Because Joseph and Chica have bolted, haven't they?
Yeah, I think a result, you know, top 10 would be the best he can hope for at the moment.
Come on, Nitty Night, stay out the way. No, Nitty Night. Oh, you're getting blue flagged, and Joseph's hit him. And Joseph's then, oh, Jesus Christ. Joseph nearly took out Chica, who went onto the grass. Just managed to keep hold of it. Now, Nitty Night will have been getting blue flagged there.
Is he in a luminous yellow car by any chance?
He is, yes, in the Audi,
so
and he should have jumped out of the way. I don't literally mean, you know, oh god, a blue flag, let's move. But Joseph was all over him, or closing at a rate of knots, and it was pretty obvious Joseph wanted to take the racing line through there. So I think that may be a lesson, that one, in blue flags.
Tarek's having a look at Lely in front of us there. I'm on board with Traction Dave at the moment. So Lely's going to be vulnerable here in the short straight. I would imagine Tarek's going to try and outbrake him into Coursera.
Again, I don't want to put a commentator's curse on anything. Are you watching something close before
I am.
Crap. Yeah, go on.
Traction Dave's right with Tarek. Yeah, Tarek's gone up the inside of Lely. Oh, Lely's closed the door on Traction Dave though. Can't see him holding it down this straight, but the problem is there's only one line through the faster Cavoni section at the back of the circuit.
He's making a move though. He's going inside.
So, yeah, Traction Dave back to have it on. Oh, Lely's lost it sideways here. That's basically
Did they touch?
No, there's no contact at all. I think Traction Dave did exactly what I was suggesting earlier, showed his nose, and Lely was distracted or wanted to go defensive, lifted out of it maybe, and lost the back end of the car. I think that's as much down to the damage in the car.
Yeah. So Joseph, a bit further up the track, Joseph is getting close again on Chica. I'm sure he wants to make that move. Because obviously, until we had that incident with Nitty Night, Joseph was, you know, a comfortable second, I would suggest, ahead of Chica.
Yeah, I'm on board with Joseph now. We got a good run out of there. He's on the outside line though. Chica's gone defensive early on.
Volton has managed to pass King of the Hills for 15th place. That will please him and not the other, no doubt.
Thanks for pointing out the obvious.
That's what I'm here for. You're in a very dry mood tonight, Timmy, aren't you? Drier
more so than usual, yeah, I was going to say more so than usual, you mean.
Come on, Joseph. Come on, Chica. It's been a great battle of races, this one.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realise. So we've actually we're on to the
blimey,
finale. So I'll go on board with Lock and Load. You keep us apprised of what's going on further down.
Well, Joseph's got a great run out of there, down the back straight. He's going for the inside line. Chica's sat in the middle of the track at the moment, but he goes to take the racing line. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, so that's it. So Lock and Load's gone through Caro. It's about to go through Misano corner. a corner named after the track. Very strange. And over the start-finish line to take the win.
Well done, Lock and Load. Another excellent drive. Well done. As expected. Joseph and Chico are still scrapping away. Joseph's gone deep there, way too deep there.
So Crazies and Spaceys, second and third.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's made.
Half a second.
I don't think it's made the difference. But our mate Nitty Knightsnit was sandwiched in between them at the end there. Again, not quite getting out of the way. Rashid coming home, or what looks to be a lonely but useful fourth place.
Yeah,
well done to him.
Rashid. He's been due a result for a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well done. I'm going to give him a little clap there, and that's good. Some good team points. Not that they need loads of extra team points, but
Michael Races is coming across the line to take home fifth place.
Joseph's got one corner.
Yeah.
No, he's not going to.
Chica and Joseph right together. Just needs to keep it tidy, which Chica does. So that's Chica in sixth and Joseph in seventh place.
Great battle, that one. That's a lesson in how to drive quickly and safely for those two. It was very good.
Tarek Tornado and Traction Dave 0.2 of a second apart. Across the lines for 8th and 9th place. And Lely is just about to keep hold of 10th place from Mr. Priest in 11th.
He made sure of that in the wall.
Hutch comes across the line 12th. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
someone should tell him if you hit walls, you damage your car. That's probably why he was driving around the track slowly.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's quite correct, but I'll let you tell him that.
You're doing it again. You're supposed to agree with me. Perhaps we need to change this RSR thing.
To what, Lon?
I don't know.
Thanks for the insight. Just by the way, we've got We the Kevin in the what do you call it?
Chat.
In the chat.
The live chat.
Yeah.
Hello, We the Kevin.
So first time I think we've had We the Kevin in there, so welcome. So what did you think to that first race? What were the standouts there for you, Mr. Cooper?
That bunch of four that were racing together, that was awesome. Really good, clean racing. I'd be surprised if there's more than one. There may be two tickets out of that race, but I don't even think the second one would be a ticket. So there's maybe one in there. Overall, that looked like a very clean run from what we could see. Lockalo drove very well there. I'm sure he's happy, given probably the surprise he had last week from Crazies. And they've got to do it all over again now, haven't they? So 7 minutes to qualify. Top three don't qualify, start at the back. So I think Rashid obviously finished fourth. I think Rashid, that's them again. It's going to be Chico, Rashid, Joseph. I mean, Lely's got a good opportunity in this second part because he can qualify.
Yeah, you got to remember Joseph was obviously the person to split the Bentleys at the front there, so you'd like to think he'd be up there again.
My standout point from that race was it was a beautiful race by beautiful people with a beautiful result. It's basic.
I'd like to see what happened at the start there, though, because there did seem to be a couple of wayward offs there. I'm not sure whether they were just individual offs or there was some kind of coming together.
Well, I think that's what happens when you go dogging. I think that we should, as the commentators, and with it being your stream as the lead viewer stroke commentator, I think in the next race, maybe watch what happens, and then you won't miss it.
Well, there's only so much you can see from the screen.
With your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to be watching the stuff near the back whilst I'm looking at the front.
No. We established a couple of weeks ago that I'm blind.
Yeah, we also established that you try and look at the back from the front, if I remember rightly.
I look at the back from the front.
Well, yeah, you were on board with Keddy, and you were like, I was like, oh, I'll keep an eye on the back, and I said, oh, who are you on board with? You said Keddy. It was at what's that other Italian circuit? Monza.
Sure, mate. I've got this
And I said, "How are you going to?" I was like, "How are you going to look at the back from there?" And you said, "Oh, I'm on his rear wing," and you're on Keddy in second place or something. I was like, "That's an intelligent idea."
Sorry, what was that? You need me out of this room? What? I'm being abused. Yeah.
That's all you're good for.
That's what my dad said. YouTube police. Sorry about that.
Did your dad actually say anything to you at all?
No, he was a very quiet guy.
Oh dear.
In fact, my daughter was asking me about him today, and I said, I don't know who he is. And there we go. Not that the world needs to know that, so yeah, don't ask.
Do you know who your mama is?
Qualifying to my mama.
Yeah,
or your mama. Yes, I do know who my mother is.
She was the one in the White Men Can't Jump film, wasn't she?
I don't know.
The one kicking the can.
Because she was moving. You're on it today. You're on form.
If you say so.
Right, there is qualifying taking place, Mr. Blunder.
Yeah, only 4 minutes left of it. Wasn't this supposed to be 7 minutes? Or we just talked
BS you've been
for 3 minutes?
Yes, you've been abusing me for 3 minutes. That's correct.
Well, I'm on board. I'm on board with Shadow Lancer, and he.
Right. You're Shadow Lancer. So, I'm going King of the Hills. So I was in the pits. There's no point in doing that.
So Shadow Lancer's only just got onto a flyer. I thought he might have been on an actual lap.
Right. Let's have a look at Chica. We've got to look at the usual suspects on this one. Who's gonna get up there?
Who's going to get up there? Well, Rashid, for starters.
Has he put a lap in, has he?
Yeah, 1:35.8. Rashid is currently provisional pole, but I'm the only person with the time.
Yep.
That's a respectable time, 1:35.8.
Imagine how happy you'd be if you could win a race. Him and Chica 1-2. They'd both be happy with that.
The question is, could we imagine how good he'd feel winning a race?
The question is what?
Could we imagine how good he would feel winning a race? No? Are you not with us today?
I'm trying to formulate a response. But all I can see is my dad. Anyway. We shouldn't be joking about this sort of stuff, you know, because we don't know who's listening and everyone's been in different situations in their life. So let's not joke about things like that.
So, 55.
That was me being serious, then. That's good,
okay, was it?
Yeah. Right, Shadow Lancer. That's
so Chica goes second, 1.1 seconds off. So again, he's not going to be particularly happy with the times he's producing around here, I wouldn't imagine.
Tell you what I'm looking forward to is all these great drivers we've got here in the GT3 Sundays, yeah, plus all the great drivers that we've got in Tacos Tier 1 and Tier 2, plus all the great drivers in Mixed Mondays Tier 1 and 2, and all the great drivers in Friday Endurance, all the great drivers in GT4 Thursdays Tier 2, and the majority of Tier 1, not all of them in Tier 1. Everyone getting together for this mammoth 6-hour endurance event that we've got running on the 27th of December at the NURBS. I mean, that's what we're here for. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. So just so you're aware, Traction Dave has just gone a third, 0.597 off the pace. So Joseph T. Rowe is top with a 1:35.1. Rashid now second, less than a tenth behind.
Yep. Saying, waiting for Chica to improve on that lap time. Crazies, you would think. Oh no, of course, Crazies can't qualify, can he? This is going to be a tough one, you know, because there was some really, really tight racing in that last one. And I'd even go as far to say, you know, like Michael Races and Georgie Priest, you know, given a clean start, they will be right in that mix.
Chica's just popped a 1:35.6 in there to go third. Gagler car's coming across the line at the moment. Rashid stays where he is. So does Uvalton. So again, the next person across the line will be Tarek Tornado, who's actually dropped into the pits. Number 73, Joseph T. Rose, the next person across the line. See if he can improve his time. Which he does. He goes into 34s with a 1:34.9.
Well done, Joseph. Indeed. Right, Rashid's coming over now. Rashid is down on his time. So he's not going to improve.
So Michael Races goes third. 0.243, 6 thousandths per second off Rashid's place in second.
Wowza. There you go. Look, who's in 7th place? Come on.
He's in. Hey. It's a bit
Hoach.
like P. Steve. You've heard of P. Steve, haven't you?
Who's P. Steve?
P. Steve. P. Steve is 6th place. Everybody knows that.
Oh, you're on about oh, hold on. What's that dude off GT Sport, isn't it? What's his name? Come on, that arcade game that you play. What is it?
I don't play that game.
Well, not anymore. I'd introduce you to a grown-ups game.
I see. Yeah.
What's his name? Oh yeah, Super GT.
Super GT. P. Steve.
I'm glad he's doing so well. I mean, he modelled that whole YouTube channel of what I do. It's fantastic. It's nice to be nice. Right, Nitty Night Knit is down in 17th. So why didn't everybody settle out?
At that time, yeah.
Why would they not all settle out?
Maybe Lely Nine's pit crew couldn't repair his car in time.
Yeah, but, you know, King of the Hill should have slapped a time in there. I don't know, why would they not do that?
So who were our top 3, Cooper?
We had Lock and Load, Crazies, and Spacey. Top 3 in the last race. So again, if people watching aren't aware, or if you're rewatching the stream, if it's advertised somewhere, it's 2 rounds, 2 30-minute sprint races. We have a mandatory stop in each race. There's only 7 minutes qualifying for the second race, and I mean that first race was good. Yeah, I was really impressed with some of the close driving there. But this is going to go one or two ways, guys. It's either going to be more of what we've just had, but more people involved, or it's going to be total carnage straight away, which I pray, come on boys, you could do it, that it's not carnage straight away, because you're all quick and you've all driven really well in that last race. So let's do that again.
Well, this time I've gone on board with Uvalton in 8th place, and I'm going to go helicam at the start.
Okay.
And you watched it this time, it'll be perfect. Nothing will happen. Well, apart from a race start, obviously.
Yeah. Let's hope it is perfect. Let's hope it is. Rashid and Chica. I'm not going to make any predictions into this first 2 corners.
I was just about to say. Oh, into the first 2 corners?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I have a prediction in my head, but I don't want to say it. So what I'll do is I'll let you know after the first 2 corners if that comes true. Yeah.
And that means obviously it will come true.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll just make it up, won't I?
Exactly.
Yep. I can't be wrong. Thanks for the info.
So what we really had there was the 2 people we expected to be at the forefront there, which was Joseph and Rashid. Rashid, well, seemed to stay out of trouble in that first race and deliver the goods. As you say, he's been threatening to do so for a while. Joseph, as we know, was the best of the rest, other than the Bentleys. So yeah, could make for an interesting race. Some quick cars coming from the back.
Yeah, I want to see how Georgie Priest does in this one. I've got a sneaking suspicion that he's going to do quite well.
Thought you weren't doing any predictions.
My prediction isn't about him, so it doesn't matter. King of the Hills top 10, says Lurches. Well, let's hope so, buddy. It would probably have helped if he set a qualifying lap, but Lucky Low Crazies and Lely will start from the back in race 2. That was a good prediction, Del, but not quite right.
Yes. Kevin says, I have to listen to the best I've heard.
He's pissed.
Yeah. He must be on the wrong stream. I don't know.
Yeah, he must be. But thanks. We'll take any charitable donations to help our ego at this time of life.
Well, yours doesn't need any polishing, does it?
Wow. Children are watching. I'm not going to say anything else on that phrase you just said there, Mr. Blunder.
So, here we go. Ready to commence race 2 of round 9 at Misano. Being led round by Joseph Tro and Rashid on the front row of the grid.
I love race 2, man.
I think so I've got helicam on and I can see maybe the middle 5 or 6 cars. Maybe we need like satellite cam. right to ACC and ask for satellite cam.
Sat cam, yeah.
Sat cam, yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm going to stay on at the front because I know you're watching the middle of the pack, but last time we missed, you missed the action that impacted the race at the front, so I'm going to keep my eye there.
You do that.
Not that it was your fault, it's just you didn't do it. Shouldn't have been horrible to be honest, I see.
Well, it's your stream day, really, isn't it? So, you know.
Well, yeah, it is my stream day, that's true. Next week, guys.
So I get to put my feet up for the next 3 races then?
You can put your feet up for as long as you like, mate.
Cool.
I'm going to have strobe lighting, good girls, the whole lot in here in my little sim room next week. I won't be streaming, obviously. Joseph and Rashid. Oh. I'm still baffled why the other guys didn't put a bloody lap in. I mean, it's their chance to move up the grid a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to get involved in all the scrapping that's going to happen.
Yeah, okay, here we go. We're just coming round Misano now. Yeah. On to the start-finish straight. 2 by 2.
Yeah. A little bit messy there.
Green light, green light.
Go, go, go.
They're off.
Joseph's got a clean start down there.
Tarek had a good start.
On the outside. Okay, Rashid has fought off Michael and kept second place. Chica's dropped a place. Traction Dave's moved up to 4th.
I've had one of the Bentleys spin at the back, one of the silver Bentleys. Not sure which one it was.
Well,
But otherwise we seem to be all safe through, so let's jump on board at the front.
Was it blue and silver?
It was one of the silver ones.
Or the silver ones?
Silver ones. And Spaceys. Oh, I was say for a second
Yeah.
it showed Spaceys in the front then.
Yeah, Spaceys is at the back, so he's obviously had the spin.
Yeah.
Look at loads chasing down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, all like in a line in front of him. Oh, contact. Nitty Night Nits just took out Lock and Load. Oh my word. And I mean, wow, that was a rear quarter touch there, which spun him. And I think that put him into... Was it King of the Hills that put him into... And Nitty Night Nits had another crash.
King of the Hills.
But that looked like Spacey hit Nitty Night Nit there. And Lock and Load's just coming down the back. So that was very unlucky for those guys. I'm sure we'll see something on that later on, because that looked messy.
Oh, we've had another off. One of the Audis off.
Yeah.
Hutch, maybe. Or it could be either, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. Lily's just about to come past, or was about to try and make a move on your Volton.
Yeah, Crazy's nearly...
Crazy's
went into the back of...
Crazy's just clipped
Who's been disqualified?
Shallow
Hutch has
Lancer,
been
was it?
disqualified for driving in the wrong direction. So maybe he didn't turn around quick enough. I don't know what happened there. So Hutch is disqualified. He's going to be annoyed about that, no doubt. Hope that wasn't a ragey type move. Right. That's all kicking off back there. Anyway, at the front, so Joseph Rashid is right on top of him at the moment. If you're going to make a move, do it clean. He's oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear.
What are you? Oh
Dear,
dear,
oh dear.
now?
So Rashid, oh dear. Rashid went to make a move on Joseph, yeah. He cut in through the corner. He cut back way too early and ended up clipping him. And then they carried on, did a bit of door banging, and then Rashid clipped him again and went off. So
Yeah, Rashid was still sitting in the middle of the circuit facing the wrong way. He's now off to the side of the circuit.
bloody hell. So Joseph may have picked up some damage there as well. Traction Dave's all over the back of him. Rashid is still in the wall. See, the move was on from Rashid. He did go to make the move, but as he went round the outside of that turn, I don't know whether he thought Joseph was going to totally back out of that, and he didn't need to. And he cut the corner too much, which is what caused the initial contact. So I'm sure that will come through later on. Right, anyway, so Chica's applying the pressure to Michael Races, and just behind them, Georgie Priest. I did say he's my dark horse for this race. And then Tarek's behind them. Crazies is up to 7th already. So he's made some good place there. Spacey's up to 9th, and in between those two is Lely. So you've got three quick guys there coming through the field. Although Lely didn't qualify, though, did he, through his own choice, I think.
Yeah, we were a bit umming about why a few of the guys didn't set a lap time in qualifying there, but yeah, Lely finds himself in 8th place, so it's a decent position this early in the race to make his way through and gain some decent points.
Yeah, Crazies has moved up ahead of Tarek there. I don't know what Tarek did there. I mean, Crazies was never making a move into that corner, and Tarek just went massively wide off the track. So, don't know
Yeah,
why,
so
don't know why he did
Crazies
that.
is through there, yeah. Finds himself, so 6th place. So where are the battles developing at the moment? They say Traction Dave less than a second behind Joseph in 2nd place. Michael Races 1.8 behind. Chica less than a second behind, and Mr. Priest less than a second behind. So those three are line astern up there.
And Lely and Spacey are next right on each other, yeah. That's going to be a good battle, that one.
So has Lely just made his way through? In fact, no, Lely's been in 8th place for a while, hasn't he? So Spacey's maybe looks like he's
made
closing
his way through
him
from
down,
the back.
yeah.
Lock and Load has completed his pit stop, so he's out. Let's see if he can claw some points back on this one. I'm gutted for Rashid, man. I think got too carried away.
Oh, and Tarek and Lely have come together. Maybe Lely is driving a little bit angry after the start of that race.
Tarek looks like he's got to be careful with Spacey there as well. Spacey runs wide. As they get the... Okay, Tarek tucks in behind him, so... Yeah, Lenny's not had a lot of looks on it. Tarek, what are you doing, bruv? Wow, I mean...
Luckily Spacey saw that coming,
Wow.
otherwise that could have been another coming together there.
I mean, I know there's late braking and all that, but...
So that's put Lely right with Tarek as well.
Tarek, yep. Priesty is under 4/10 behind Chica now. What we're doing up front, Traction Dave is still half a second behind Joseph. So the two McLaren boys, teammates, are having a right old life up front at the moment, aren't they? And then the two Mercs. Bentley boys. Right, Chica's peeled off into the pits. Crazies is all over the back of Georgie Priest there, so he looks like he's going to try and make a move to go up to 5th. 4th, sorry, because Chica's gone into the pits. Yeah,
so Tarek seems to have settled himself a little. And Lely's dropped off the back slightly. Needs to regroup.
There you go. Crazies puts that move on Georgie Priest. It's quite an easy move in the end, so he's going to hunt down Michael now. 3 seconds. Yvolton's right on Shadowlancer. And Big Time Dave's there. Oh, don't touch, boys. So you got the 3 of them all together there, literally. That's good clean racing so far. Big Time Dave makes that move up the inside, but Yvolton uses the extra traction from the Porsche to keep the place on the outside of that turn.
So Shadowlancer just gone past, or are they actually gaining on Shadowlancer? It looks like they're gaining on him, yeah? So Yvolton's right now with him.
Yeah, I mean, they've been like, they were like that when I joined them earlier. In fact, they're probably a tad closer. Looks like Yvolton's made a move on Big Time Dave, actually. No, he's kept that place, he didn't make a move on him. Right, Lely's 2 tenths behind Tarek. I'll keep a watch on that one. And they've just touched. Lely and Tarek have just touched. They're both still on track, though. So that's good. Come on, boys, composure.
Was that Lely into the back of Tarek, or...?
They're more alongside each other, I wouldn't say into the back of. Okay, so Lely's got a good run down there. Late breakers. Okay. There we go then. Position done. Lely moves up a spot. Tarek, he doesn't give up though. I've got to give him his shoes. He never gives up, and he's taken that place back, but gone deep. So Lely's going to have it off him. Nope. This is going to end in tears, man.
Yvolton is right with Shadowlancer, trying to find a way through at the minute. It definitely seems to have a little bit more pace at the moment. It's gone slightly deep though into Rio.
Her name was Rio. Anyway, Lely's done that. Well, he's done another move on Tarek. Let's see if it stays that way.
Yvolton went for a bit of a dive there, for Shadowlancer to get out of the way.
Yeah. And Lely and Tarek are again level pegging. Wow, that was a brave move, Lely. That was death. That was a brave move into the fast sweet. Oh, and there's the touch. Okay, so Tarek's just gone into the back of Lely. It's pushed him off, but Lely's kept the position. I mean, he was ahead anyway. I don't think he's any further ahead. So we'll see what happens there. But so that should settle itself down. Right, where's Crazy's? Crazy's up to 3rd. He's just made the move on Michael.
Yeah, I just went on board just after the move, unfortunately, so I didn't see that.
Spacey and Priest are racing in the pit lane. Right, they've just gone into their respective garages, but they were literally racing like together. That was quite cool. Right, Traction Dave still hunting down his teammate Joseph, who's doing a good job out in front. He's getting quite used to this, isn't he, really?
Yep.
Gamer Dad's kicking himself because he'd probably be up there if he was in. Wherever you are, I hope you're well. Which
I've just jumped on board with Traction Dave. I've been further back down the field for a wee while whilst you've been talking.
Gotta go down that way. King of the Hills is in the pits. Chica's done. Lock and Load is done. They've done their respective stops.
Yes, there's a lot of guys still to pit yet, aren't there?
Yvolton hasn't led a race yet today. He pitted at a normal time in the last race. What's he doing?
Perhaps he's
got to go long in this one. He's got to do it.
Turned over a new leaf.
Maybe.
So Crazy's got past Michael races, but isn't really dropping him. He's only a second ahead. Shadowlancer and Yvolton and Big Time Dave are still nose to tail if the time splits or anything to go by.
Yeah, they've had an enjoyable race, I think, haven't they? They've all been running at the same sort of pace. they've had some good little fights and then spread out a little bit. Nitty Knight Nit's still in there, he's in 11th place. Rashid's still in there in 10th. Oh man. It's a shame, no? Right, so Joseph seems to have pulled a bit of a gap on traction. Well, it says 7/10ths, but I've just gone on the screen, that does not look like 7/10ths.
Who's this?
Traction, Joseph, there you go. 4/10ths.
Ah, so he had pulled away, so whether Joseph's just made a mistake or Traction Dave's got himself back together, but he had pulled away slightly.
Well, he's certainly putting him under pressure.
Keeping him honest, as they say.
Keeping you sweaty, as Gamer Dad would say.
Yeah.
Right, where's
Dave's
Crazy?
got a good run there, actually, over the start-finish line.
Ali Tariq. Georgie Priest was running 4th, wasn't he?
Did you say Traction Dave was running in Joseph's team for this race? As a
he is, yes. He's replaced Marpat, yeah. So that's great points for that team.
Yeah. Is it team orders, do you think, or are they free to race?
I think they're probably free to race.
So what are the close battles do we have? So Tariq is still within a second of Lely, so he's going well. Again, big time Dave. Yvolton seems to have stretched away there from Shadow Lancer and big time Dave.
Yep.
But they're still close together, still fighting.
Your closest one's your top two at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
I think with the sort of pit stops that have happened and you know the odd little touch here and there. I mean, it hasn't been chaotic by any means, but there has been a couple of
I'm just keeping an eye on
couple of paint trades.
Just keeping an eye on Priest, who's a couple of seconds behind Chica, but I get the feeling he's closing him down slowly. So Chica does a 1:35.9. In fact, Mr. Priest lost 2/10 that lap with a 1:36.1.
Well, what's interesting there, because Chica and Priest, obviously, they've come and done their pit stops. They were obviously running in the top 4.
Yeah.
Crazy's has stayed out, so he's moved up from the back, but Spacey was also at the back, but he's done his pit stop as well. He's now net ahead of Chica and Priest, so he's actually done very well, because that's a net gain position on those two who were in the top 4. When that all shakes back out, you would assume.
I think, keep an eye on Lock and Load, so he's just gone 2 seconds faster than Chica and Priest in front of him. Oh, obviously he's now done his pits. Did he end up last after the accident earlier? Yeah, so obviously he's got the bit between his teeth and going for it, setting some good times.
What was his last lap time?
1:34.1. He's done at least 2 1:34.1s in this race, because his best is a 1:34.1 this race as well.
Yeah.
So he's obviously got the bit in between his teeth since the problem at the start of the race.
Yeah, you would think on form that he will catch. Well, he will catch Georgie Priest and Chica. It will then be interesting to see how much he can catch up to Spacey, given the result in the last race.
Yeah. So we're on board with Lock and Load right now, as in on board, and you can see him reeling the guys in front of him. There's 3 cars in front of him. So it's Mr. Priest, and it looks like they are King of the Hills who's being lapped. Yeah, so pulls out of the way. Well done to him. And then so he's got Chica in front as well, only 3 seconds ahead.
Okay. It's interesting. Traction Dave's done his pit stop as well. Tariq's in the pits, Lely's been in the pits. So your top 7, Joseph and Michael have chucked it in the pits. So this will be interesting. The timings between Joseph and Traction, because there were 4 attempts when they came into the pits. So who are you going to watch? Well, I'll watch them both.
So I'm on with Lock and Load. Lely's come out of the pits, literally just behind him. So Lock and Load's line up a move on Mr. Priest.
Right, where's Traction? So Traction Dave's come coming down to the hairpin at the bottom. Joseph is now moving out the pits, so he should. It's got to be close.
So Mr. Priest seemed to move out of his way there.
Moved out whose way?
Lock and Loads. Lock and Load flashing him vigorously, even though it was a race for position.
Do you know what? I think he's gone through. Traction Dave's gone through, because it's quite a slow run out, isn't it, on the pit exit here at Misano? So
yeah,
he's taken him. Joseph has lost 4 seconds in that pit stop, so he probably did have some damage though, because he did have a couple of door bangs with Rashid and whatnot. So he probably had a little bit of suspension damage there, I think, because it was a rear touch. Yeah. So that's probably what lost him his time. Or Traction Dave is one of these awesome dudes who does his manual pit stop with his eyes closed and gained 4 seconds there.
Yeah. So we've got four cars still out on the track that haven't pitted yet. So you've got Crazies in first, Uvolton, you might be right, in second place. Rashid and Shadow Lancer are the 4 cars yet to pit. We're, 18 minutes into this 30-minute race, and then the only 4 still left to pit.
Rashid's just jumped into the pit, so Lock and Load, yeah, he's catching up Chica pretty quickly there.
Yes, now 1 second behind, according to that.
Yep. Shadow Lancer's in the pits as well. So there'll be 2 left. Wonder what Hutch is doing there. Hi, Hutch. If he's watching his teammate. So Traction Dave's going to move up to net third.
Dal says we need drone cam like PC.
I did see that,
about, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It is good. That is.
Yeah, this is where you can swing it around wherever you like, yeah?
Yeah. Well, depends, I suppose.
Just grab mine and swing it all over the shop, baby.
Okay, we don't want to talk... That was a long time ago you had that discussion. Joseph's got a drive-through. Joseph, that's got to be track limits. Okay, he's not going to be happy with that. So he's going to lose probably 2, 3, 4 places minimum.
Yeah, sorry, well, we were talking then about swinging.
Yes.
Lock and Load did make the move on Chica.
Come on, you're voting. He's going to do it. Don't go in the pits, dude. Don't go in the pits. He doesn't. Yes. There you go. As day follows night, Timmy, your Fulton runs long and leads the race.
So Spacey's
is going to be annoyed with that.
Yeah, I was going to say Spacey's is catching up with Joseph. So does Joseph dump it in the pits for the drive-through before Spacey gets there?
I would, to be honest. But then he's got to come out in traffic. He hasn't gone in the pits, but Lock and Load is up to 7th, and he's only a second behind Michael Races, closer than the second. Okay. And then Spacey's going through turn 2. Crazies has just come out of the pits. Nitty Knight, no, Nitty Knight, don't do it. I thought Nitty Knight was going to take Crazies out there. Joseph's had to get out of his way.
You're doing my thing now, aren't you?
What,
sorry,
I'm talking about all the good stuff.
No, finish what you're saying, go
on. The end.
Okay. I forgot his last name last time. It's not Nitty Night Night. He's not going to bed.
No, it's Nitty Night Knit.
Yes, so stop saying
night,
it.
Night. Right, the Spacey's just made the move up Joseph.
Right, so Lock and Load's gone up the inside of Michael Races. Looks like he's made that stick.
Okay, so Crazies is 3.5 seconds behind Traction Dave. I'm sure he thinks he can make that up. Joseph's lost that place to Spacey, we know that. We got Lock and Load. Down the other end of the grid, King of the Hills is the last of our runners currently, and that she doesn't look like she wants to turn in, so I think Nissan's giving him a bit of an issue today. So where are we close?
So, Spaceys to Crazies is the one that looks... No, it's actually the drive-through now, so it's taking its time to update. So, Shadow Lancer behind...
It.
Joseph's retaken what?
Joseph's got ahead of Spacey again.
Yeah, I didn't actually see anything happen there. The timing screen seemed to...
and Spacey's just tagged the back of him. Okay. Maybe that was late into the braking zone there, or tyres.
So Joseph's just let him through, so...
He didn't let him through.
No, he just has.
Well, that's because he tagged him in the previous corner. Did you see him tag him or not?
No. I was just saying that he's let him through, so I'm assuming that Joseph did something wrong.
No, Spacey's tagged Joseph.
Right, so why did Joseph let Spacey through?
Yeah, so then Joseph obviously went wide off the track, and then Spacey's went up the inside, and Joseph obviously thought, well, I've got to do my drive-through anyway, and then I don't think he fought it that hard. But there was definite contact there that put Joseph off the track. Shadow Lancer's coming up to have his usual fight with Big Time Dave. And our race leader, Yvoltin, is in the pits. Let's see what all that long running's done, where he could come out. Traction Dave goes through. Crazies is now two. So Crazies has pulled a second back on Traction Dave in what, 2 laps, lap and a half? Right, Michael Races and Chico are pretty close, Timmy, and they're up behind Nitty Nit to lap him. Is he going to get out of the way? He seems to be still taking his racing line, and then Chica's hit him. Oh, blimey, so Chica's spun it. I think Chica thought he was going to run deep into that corner to get out of the way, but he didn't, and then Chica's gone into his rear quarter there. So lucky. Timmy, what are you looking at the moment? Or have you lost us? He's lost us. Right,
sorry, I'm on board with Lely, sorry. I didn't realise I put myself on mute. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a look and see what goes on. No,
put yourself back on mute, it was much better. You should have seen our users spiked then.
Yeah, I know. How's your GoFundMe page going?
It's going quite well, actually. Everyone keeps writing on there, but they don't... I thought they were writing on their GoFundMe, but... it comes across like Go something else. I don't know why they would do that, to be honest.
Oh... Nitty Night Knit has had a bit of a...
again.
Bit of a door rub with Lely.
He's, to be fair, and he's going to do it again now. I think... I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say anything. I think it's the wrong time to say something now, but racing etiquette, blue flags and all that, you know, no one likes to be sat there having to jump out of everyone's way, but if you do find yourself in that unfortunate position, which I have done many, many times, yeah, you just got to crack on with it. And you've got to run your race the best you can, whilst not impacting on other people's races.
Yeah, I quite like. I quite like the idea, and I wouldn't mind at some point doing the Biggest Mondays in a GT4.
Well, if I was you, I'd go to Traction Dave and Crazies whilst we're talking about that, because they're only 2 tenths apart, and this is for the lead.
Traction Dave and Crazies, oh.
Oh, Traction Dave's gone a bit wide there.
Oh, Crazies sent it. Up. Yeah.
Oh, they got a touch. No, safe and clean. Could he have defended that harder, do you think? I mean, he was probably running too deep anyway.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you could just stay on the brakes there through the turns 12 and 13, and then into 14th Carrow, and keep it tight to the right. Deny your attacker, if you like, the inside line into that corner. Because you normally go through 12 and 13, next start accelerating through 13, so just stay off the accelerator a little bit longer and keep it tight, so you could defend that line better there. It's very hard to pick lines through there. There's only one real line through there at speed, so...
Crazies then. I mean, last week he was saying he'd be chuffed with getting a podium, and he got a win and a third, and it looks like he's going to... Did he come second in the first race? Or did he come third? No, second in the... He came second in the last race, didn't he?
Yeah,
Spacey was third.
I'll be honest, if I'm honest, he has out-delivered my expectations this week. In terms of the two results. Yeah. Not, just from how qualifying went and what have you. I don't know. He didn't seem to deliver in the first qualifying his best time. I don't know.
Well, I do know. I have heard it on the grapevine. Back in their motorhomes, that he does sometimes run quite heavy, shall we say, in sort of practice and qualifying sometimes.
Yeah.
Doesn't like to give away his true pace, which, hey, I mean, that's part of the art of motorsport,
Just so you know that Rashid and Tariq Tornado have a bit of a ding-dong battle here at the moment.
God. Let's have a look. God. Come on,
coming
boys.
through Tremonto at the moment. And we're running through Govone, the back bends, curves.
I'm watching this with bated breath. These two don't usually give an inch, and they can be a bit overzealous sometimes in their, in them trying to do well. So, who's got a drive through? Tammy's got a drive through for track limits. So, Rashid, look at your HUD thing, and that will tell you. You don't have to get involved in it too much, buddy.
Yep, we've only got a minute of the race left, so...
Lely's all over the back of Michael Races now for 5th place.
And Rashid looks like he's gone for it and made the move anyway. I think Tariq might have allowed that one to happen.
Top three are all evenly spaced at the moment. Pretty much a second between them.
Yeah, well, I think Crazy's just have to keep it tidy from here and bring it home.
Lely needs to make that move on Michael. Needs that place, but Chica's just sat behind him waiting. He could pick up a couple of extra places here if that goes right.
Yeah, so Spazey's is right with traction now. He's obviously run really well from the start of this race, and
Michael's run wide. Michael and Lely, he's muscling his way through there. He's got the inside line though, Michael has, as we caught to the last turn.
Keep an eye on Spazey's, mate, because Spazey's only got half a second to traction in front of him.
Okay.
So I'm on board with Crazy's, obviously it's his final lap. Has Spacey's got... Oh, and Spacey just launched it over the sausage curbs coming out of Rio. So I think that's done him for the lap, yeah.
Closest battle is still Michael and Lely. Those two were having a great battle on the last lap. Chica's closed up behind them, is only 7/10. So if those two carry on battling hard, I mean, they nearly touched on the last lap, but didn't, which was good driving by them. But let's see if that happens right at the end. Lely goes down the inside. Michael turns in. Lely's got a good drive out there. So Lely, at the moment, has moved up to 5th place. It's a good pass. Oh, and Michael's just thrown one straight up there. Lely's defending hard, and Chico is like 2/10 behind them both. Are you watching Crazy as well on this one?
Yeah, Crazy's coming through Misano, the last corner. He's going to come across the start-finish line to take the victory.
Right, get on to Lely. Because these three, there's going to be some moves at the end. Chica's trying to jump up the side of... Chica's lost it. I don't know if he touched Michael there. And if he did, it was a very, very slight touch, but he ended up getting out of shape. So, Lely and Michael coming into the last corner. That looks pretty nailed on now. There we go. So, take it away with classifieds.
Yeah, so obviously Crazy's gone through in first, with Traction Dave in second and Spazey's in third. So a very new-looking podium. Lock and Load in fourth, Lely fifth, Michael Race is sixth, Chica seventh, Mr. Priest in eighth, and Joseph T. Rowe ninth. Rashid, who looks like he's going to bring it home in 10th place, which he is, safely through the last corner. Then Yvolton will be through in 11th place. Shadow Lancer will be coming through shortly. He's just about to come up to Misano, the last corner, onto the start-finish straight, to take 12th place.
Excellent.
Big Time Dave in the Ferrari also just coming through the last corner now. Will come across the line in 13th. And Tarek Tornado in 14th is the last man on the lead lap.
That is a new look podium. I'd like to say congratulations to those chaps. It was a well fought race. Crazy's made his way through, as did Spacey. Traction Dave did well there. I think Joseph will be a bit annoyed. Obviously, he had some contacts in that drive through. Good finish by Chica and Michael as well. So, and Yvolton led the race. So he's the hero, and I feel for Rashid because that was his chance, I think, and well, didn't quite happen for him. And our featured guy, King of the Hills, well done, mate. Down in 16th. Doesn't matter where you come. Finished the race, unlike Hutch.
Unfortunately. Well, yeah. Do you know where we're at next?
I do. Your favouriteest track in the world.
So, if that's sarcastic, that will be Laguna Seca then.
10 points for Timmy. Well done.
It is Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
I hate Laguna Seca.
Joseph should know.
But I'm sure everybody else will enjoy it though.
Me too.
So be there.
Good. Yes, please do.
So, sorry, go on.
No, you go and wrap it up.
Okay, so that's it for round 9 of FRL GT3 Sundays here at Misano. Congrats to everybody in the points and the podium positions. That's it from the RSR boys, and we'll see you next time at Laguna Seca.
Ciao, ciao, everybody. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.